Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast. Welcome along with my man DT in the building. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. I'm smiling. I'm happy.
Smiling, happy. He's smiling.
Yeah.
He's smiling like a Liverpool fan right now.
Nah. Listen, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'll be doing more than smiling, man. I'll be swinging from the rooftops. Do you know what I mean? We ain't nowhere near that level of smiling. But, you know, as an Arsenal fan, given, you know, everything that we've been through in recent times and especially this season, it's just nice to have a little bit of positivity. And when you look at the fixtures that we've got coming up, we might as well smile now.
Well, just before we get into that, the guys from 88 Sport, they've got another one of their little videos that they've sent us. Remember, you can get over, the link is in the description, and click onto this, like it, leave a comment on there, and tell them what you think. But Liverpool have won the title at last. As Troops called it the other day, they won the Coronavirus Cup, which enraged Liverpool fans by saying that. Right? Are they the best? Are they the best ever Premier League team to win it?
We're not like these mugs, yeah? They bottled.
Why are we mugs?
I'm gonna show you why you're mugs. You dashed off FA. You dashed off the League Cup. That invincible team. We went for every trophy. We went for the FA Cup, got to the semi-final. Went for the League Cup, got to the semi-final. Won the league unbeaten, yeah? And then we got, obviously, you mugs, Wayne Bridge, yeah? But quarter-final, we went deep into every tournament, blood. These men got kicked out of last 16 in the Champions League, yeah? Bottled League Cup, got smack up in the FA Cup, done. And then it was just the league. Yeah, we went hard in every competition, we showed respect to every team we played. You tried to move like you're the dog's bollocks, and you ain't none.
So what do you think? I didn't think you
Mate, Liverpool are not even in the top 3 best teams to have won the Premier League. Not even in the top 3.
What's your best?
Man City last season, I felt that they were exceptional and they won the domestic treble. Jose Mourinho's first ever season at Chelsea. The Manchester United winning side in the 99 season.
Yeah.
And Arsenal's Invincibles. There's
For
4
me,
there.
Who's the best?
Arsenal, because we went the whole season unbeaten. For everybody that keeps saying it's not a big achievement, we'll go and do it then. For all of you that keep saying it's so easy, go and do it. Why have none of you done it? Liverpool just found out this season how difficult it is. We didn't get slapped 3-0 by anyone fighting relegation, did we? No. Don't listen to it. The 2 best sides that I've witnessed in English Premier League history are Manchester United's treble-winning team and Arsenal's Invincibles.
But you know what? You know what I always say? And I get into a lot of arguments with United fans as well, because they say, "No, come on, the treble-winning team was." But I'm like, no. The best. When we talk about it, we're asking the question, best Premier League team. I'm not on about other trophies you won. Yeah, you won the treble. That's got nothing to do with the Premier League. We're focused best Premier League. If you're saying the best team, then you'd probably have to go for, that Man United team because they won the treble in that season. But if you're talking about the Premier League, the only team to have won it a whole season unbeaten is Arsenal. So it's got like you said, nobody has ever achieved that feat since. No. And as you said, we saw how difficult this year, because for a lot of it, I don't care what Liverpool fans say. I don't care what they say. And it's a brilliant team they've got. And it's a brilliant achievement what they've done this year. But they wanted to go the season unbeaten. You could tell. They felt when they lost that game to Watford.
You know, listen, at the end of the day, how many of these Liverpool players would get into the Invincibles team?
Ooh.
1 or 2? That's it. Right? I look at it, yeah? Right? I wouldn't... Would Robertson get ahead of Ashley Cole? No. You know, probably Virgil van Dijk, maybe ahead of Cardiff.
Van Dijk. Maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Maybe, but I loved Lauren.
Yeah, I love Lauren, but maybe
Lauren was exceptional.
Yeah.
Would any of their midfielders get past the likes of Vieira, Petit, Gilberto? No.
No.
Would the likes of Saleh, Mane, and that get ahead of Bergkamp, Henry? And no. Get out of here. Get in the bin. No. Get in the bin, man, with your shit opinion.
All right.
No, I don't care. Liverpool fans, enjoy it. Enjoy your league title. All right. Whenever the parade may be, enjoy it. All right. Do you know what I mean? You deserve it. You're the Premier League champions. Well done. Congratulations, all the rest of it. But you're not even in the top 3. And do not even mention yourselves in the same breath as the Invincibles. When you can go invincible, come back and talk to me. Until then, try not getting slapped up by Watford again. Sorry.
That was a very nice, heartfelt way of saying congratulations to Liverpool. But you guys can jump in the comments. Jump in the comments. Watch that video. Let them know what you think over there. Tell them that AFTV sent you. The link is in the description. Let's talk Arsenal. Of course, this team's far from invincible. But there is one bright spark in this team, which is Aubameyang. In the game against Norwich, he scored his 50 and 51st goal for Arsenal. Got to 50 goals quicker than Ian Wright at Arsenal and Thierry Henry. How good has this guy been, especially when you consider that, you know, those two were playing in good teams, very good teams. Aubameyang's been playing in a very mediocre team. You can also argue that he's not even playing in his right position. Playing out of position, you could say, on the left wing, and he's still devastating. I mean, how good is he, and how important is it that we sign him?
He's unbelievable. Like, it's the 6th fastest in Premier League history. You know, the fastest in Arsenal history. That we've been blessed with strikers, like you said, and to beat all of them speaks volumes. And you know, Henry had what he had around him. Ian Wright had what he had around him. You're talking 2 strikers that were in title-winning sides. You know, we're struggling to get in the top half of the table. And the fact is that without Aubameyang, let's make this very clear. Without Aubameyang, we'd be fighting relegation this season. Fact, because where would we be without his goals? How many goals? How many points has he earned us because of winning goals? What goals? He doesn't just score the odd goal when we're winning 3-0 and it doesn't matter. He scored crucial, decisive goals. And I don't care what it takes, get him signed, because you're not going to replace him. You can pull all the names you want out of the hat, yeah? You are not replacing Aubameyang and his goals for less than £100 million. If you want a ready-made person to overtake Aubameyang, you got to spend over £100 million for someone that can score that amount of goals. Don't worry about the fact he's 31 years old. He looks like one of these players that's still got a good 4 or 5 years left in him anyway, right? He hasn't lost his pace. His injury record throughout his career has been phenomenal. Seriously, sign him up. You know, I'm really starting to get positive signs. I don't want to do anything too soon before, you know, I see it on .com and whatever. But, you know, the fact that Mikel Arteta came out after the Norwich game and said that he's willing to stay, that it's now up to the...
Right, no, hold on. He didn't say he's willing to stay. He said that he's confident he'll stay. And he's saying... No,
he said he's willing to stay.
So if he's willing to stay, what, he'd bloody sign it?
Well, this is what I mean. He said, I'll get you the actual quote.
He said willing to stay. He didn't say...
No, he did. He did. Wait there. I'll get you the exact quote.
All right.
Because he did actually say it.
I thought he said that, you know, we're confident he'll stay. You know what I mean? He's happy and stuff like that. All the stuff we heard about Messi was great.
Hey, but no, because you know what? They normally managers, they kind of like skate over everything, don't they? They kind of like deviate around it. He said, right, this is what he said, and this was his quotes in his interview after the game against Norwich. He said, Aubameyang, is willing to stay with us. And he quoted as saying this on Sky Sports. He is really happy here where he is. He can see what we are trying to do, and hopefully he can evolve as well some parts of his game that we feel that we can improve. After that, it's not in our hands, and it's basically up to the people upstairs that now have to sort everything out. But he said, clear as day, Aubameyang is willing to stay with us.
And Aubameyang has said recently as well that sort of intimated that as well and said over to the guys upstairs.
Yeah.
So what's the problem? What are they waiting for? Get this thing done, because
I think they are in the process of doing it.
You know, I know people. I mean, I remember doing an interview with you, and you were saying, "Oh, the COVID-19 thing and stuff like that." But I'm sorry, when you've got a player as valuable as what he is, you do what is need to be done to sign him up. Because you think about this, yeah, we dragged this thing out. Well, when I say we, the people upstairs, the owners, if they drag this out and say Aubameyang keeps banging in the goals from now till the end of the season, gets the golden boot, come the end of the season, it will make it even more harder to sign him up. Because all of a sudden now, there are going to be clubs that are going to think, wait, hang on a minute, man. You know what? You might be 31. All the things we're just saying. But, you know, 2 seasons in a row, won the golden boot in the Premier League. 31, but looks, do you know what? Arsenal, they're the one of them. They're a selling club. Let's put a bid in for 40 million. And then he could be gone. I do not know why they are waiting. Like you said, without this guy this season, the game the other day against Norwich, 2 goals and assist in that game. Right? Yeah. He is so important to this team. You can see that all the players love him. You can see that the fans love him. You can see he has a great communication with the fans.
Yeah.
What are they waiting for?
I think
what more do they need to wait for before they get the deal done?
I think what's holding it up is that Arsenal have had to prove their ambition to him. I think Arsenal have had to convince him that this is the right place to be. One of the biggest issues is the fact that we've had 3 managers this season. So he needed time as well to work under Mikel Arteta, to see what he was about, to see if he likes his style, whether he's part of his plans, whatever it might be. And, you know, he wants to see that Mikel Arteta is going to be building to be challenging and what we're going to do as a club. So I feel that's where the fact it's dragged out. And then COVID did come in and it's kind of dragged it further because we weren't able to prove anything. We weren't able to say, well, we're going to go and buy this player or that, because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know the market. We didn't know when football was going to return, etc., etc. And I think that now football has returned and we're starting to get a clearer idea of, you know, what's in front of us. The club can now sit down with Aubameyang and say, right, this is what we want to do. We've just tied down Saka. He's now, let's not worry about that. That's a sign of our intention of what we want to do and where we want to go and build. The rumours are Upamecano and Partey. You know, if they're sitting down with Aubameyang and saying, we're going to bring this guy in, this is who we're looking to bring in, this is what we're doing, then it can make Aubameyang sit there and go, yeah, all right, I like the look of that. That's something to show me. You know, you've got to have all the pieces of the jigsaw put together. And I feel that now football started, like I said, I just feel that you're starting to see things move a little bit quicker now. And I do think he will stay. I genuinely do think he will.
It would be good wouldn't it be nice if just for the North London derby they did like what they did with Saka, and then they announced that he's signing. And going on to the Saka thing, I mean, that was a bit of a really good news that he signed. I think he's one of the best young players in this country right now.
Yeah, all day.
I think he's been one of Arsenal's best players. Forget about young players, best players this season. He's so consistent. You know, he just has good game after good game after good game. And it was vital that if we had lost Saka, and remember there were teams like Liverpool hovering, so he had good teams looking at him where he could say to himself, yeah, I'm going to go there. If we'd have lost Saka, that would have sent a terrible message. He signed, and that's a big coup for Mikel Arteta, and that's massive for Arsenal.
It's huge. It's huge, like you said. And, you know, if you look at once Saka was announced, who was the one player that looked the most happiest and was interacting on social media of the announcement and everything? Aubameyang. You know, he was really involved. And I had to laugh after the Norwich game when he, you know, put up a post on Instagram and Ainsley Maitland-Niles commented and said, like, just sign the thing. Do you know what I mean? Just shut up and sign the thing. Don't worry about anything else. Just sign it. Agent.
Sign your thing. It's true. Sign your thing.
Yeah.
They're giving you anything to sign. That's the thing. He's got a thing in front of him.
But this is the thing. There's jokes within the dressing room. Because, look, at the end of the day, players will know what's going on. Players will know. All right? These are friends. They talk to each other. They work with each other. And, yeah, you're not going to talk about the ins and outs and how much you're earning or this, that, the other, but they will get an idea.
If you are Guendouzi, you will.
Yeah, because he's running around saying, hey, I earn more than you. But, no, look, at the end of the day, look, it would be massive to get it done. And, you know, to say, right, let's stop talking about it now. You know.
And look ahead.
If he gets dealt with, then I'm not worried about anyone else we're losing. You know, there's players that we're talking about going, like your Socrates, Ozil, even Guendouzi, etc. I'm not worried because they're replaceable. Right now, they are all players that we can replace. Can you replace Aubameyang? No, you can't. So,
like you said, you can, but you have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which we don't have.
Exactly. So is he replaceable?
No.
It's as simple as that.
Not currently at Arsenal, no. Guendouzi is an interesting one now. Left out again. That's 3 games now.
Yeah.
Left out after his antics against Brighton. We don't know what else has gone on behind the scenes.
Mad.
Now, it's been a couple of times with Guendouzi that, you know, not just Arteta, but other managers as well.
Yeah.
Seem to have a problem with him. Now, obviously, we're not there. We're not privy to what's going on, but there is obviously an issue with this kid. We all know he's very, very talented. We all know that, you know, he's a great prospect, but there are a lot of rumors now that he will be sold. You know what I mean? Because they're getting fed up with this kid. And then, like you said, it was that game he's telling players about, and it's not been the first time we've heard of that. That's been going on for years and years, where a player says, "Oh, I'm earning more than you," but hold on, you're only 21. You're just coming through. What should you really be saying that? And he's obviously annoyed Arteta a lot because, as I said, it ain't just like, right, you're out of the next game. 3 games, not even in the squad. It's either they're teaching him a serious lesson or he may be sold. What do you make of the situation?
Well, what you've got to remember is this is the 2nd time he's had a run-in with Mikel Arteta already.
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta only came here at the start of the year. You know, so in less than half a year, he's had 2 fallouts with the manager. You shouldn't be having fallouts with a manager, period. But to have 2 already, you know, and they're both discipline reasons. He had the problem in Dubai and he was dropped for the Newcastle game when they came back from Dubai. And there's now this. And I'm looking at it and thinking, maybe they're really teaching him a lesson. They're saying, right, we stopped you playing 1 game before and you didn't learn. So this time, we're going to stop you for 3-4 games. We're going to really make you realize, you know, just what you're doing wrong and how privileged you should be to play for Arsenal Football Club. Some of
the things Arteta said since he came in, that he wants players to know that, you're playing for Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's about, you know what I mean?
Discipline. Yeah. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, because what'll happen is that if Mikel Arteta allows Guendouzi to get away with it, then automatically he loses the respect to the dressing room because he's seen as easy, he's seen as a pushover. You know, he has to put his foot down. And if Mesut Ozil's not training, which, you know, up to the standard that Mikel Arteta wants, then Mikel Arteta is not sitting there and going, He's on 350 grand a week. He could make a difference in some games because it would undermine him. It would make him look like weak. But he's looking at it and saying, no, I don't care what you're earning. You're not playing because you're not contributing. Same with Guendouzi.
Ozil hasn't played a single minute.
Not a single minute.
Since the restart. And as you said, with the Guendouzi thing, I mean, we was at the game the other day, and when I say at the game, we was watching it all together in our socially distanced hotspot. And big arguments were kicking off, weren't they? Right, about, you heard Troops. He was saying that he thinks Guendouzi should be playing. This is where the manager should be managing the situation and stuff like that. But I agree with you. You know what I mean? We don't know what's going on, and I'm sorry if it don't matter. It's a bit like this Guendouzi is starting to remind me of Rabiot at PSG.
Yeah,
and look how they handled him. If you ain't gonna put it in, and you ain't gonna play, you may be a great player, you may be a great talent. Get your head down. How comes we're not seeing Saka being left out or Willock being left out under those circumstances?
No, it's true.
He cracked the whip since he's come here. Arteta, he cracked the whip on Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who's now looks like he's back on board with things. He's cracked the whip, obviously, as you said, on Ozil. He's cracked the whip now on Guendouzi. He's not messing about, is he?
No, he ain't. And listen, at the end of the day, we've cried out for a manager to actually take control at this club for a long time. You know, we've known for a long time that the players are the ones that control things at the club. And there's been too much of that. We've said we want a manager that is going to be disciplined and that the players are going to look up to and respect. And if someone doesn't want to fall in line and respect the manager, then so be it. I don't care who you are. It's as simple as that. Mesut Ozil, Guendouzi, Maitland-Niles, the three people that have looked like they've crossed his path during his time, are all replaceable. All replaceable. If you don't like it, there's the door.
The other player the other night that seemed to come under a lot of criticism from a lot of the fans that I interviewed, including you, was Hector Bellerin. Now, obviously, it's great. Cedric scored. Just before that, Ainsley, the game before against Sheffield United, Ainsley Maitland-Niles coming, did very well. Bellerin was back in against Norwich, playing in that wing-back role. Wasn't a great game for him. Wasn't a terrible game. It wasn't a great game for him. A lot of fans, as I said, including you, quite critical and saying that you think his days is numbered as well. Although it doesn't look that way with Arteta, because Arteta seems to be playing him a lot. But quite telling words again from Arteta the other day when he was talking about Bellerin, where he was saying Cedric can do things up front that the others can't.
Yeah.
Was that kind of a dig? Where's this Bellerin thing going to end up? Could you see him leaving?
Yeah.
Or do you see him improving now that he has serious competition?
No. What's he going to improve? If he hasn't improved already, he ain't a kid. He ain't Saka's age. He ain't 18. He's a fully established first-team player, and he's gone backwards. He don't attack. He can't cross. He's got no pace. Defensive awareness and positioning is shocking.
No pace.
He's pace.
Lost a little of his pace. I wouldn't say he's got no pace.
We ain't about lost a little. That little 5 yards, Robbie, in the game that we play now, with the pace and the intensity that it is the difference between good and bad. Hector Bellerin is finished. All right, he's finished. He's finished. He is finished at Arsenal Football Club. I don't care what anyone says. He's finished. He's done. Yes, he's finished at Arsenal. It's time for him to move on. He's been here a long time, stagnated. It's done. We need better. He can't defend. He can't attack. What does he actually do?
One of my friends messaged me yesterday, and after a load of interviews, and he said, Robbie, he goes, I think you saw your interview. It's one by Lee Gunner. I think it's strict. There was quite a few, right? And he said, listen, Robbie, he goes, these guys are being way too harsh. they forget that this guy is coming on the back of a really horrific ACL injuries. That sometimes players don't even recover from that. He's working his way back. He's improving. All right, he's not on point yet, but we've got to at least wait until next season to see how he, how he starts to fully recover from this injury.
No, Robbie, where's he improving? Where's he improving? Please tell me. Nobody can tell me he's improving. It doesn't matter about having an ACL injury and coming back, yeah? You should still have positional awareness. You should still be able to do the basics. You should still be able to defend. You should still be able to know when to go and when not to go. You should be able to attack the space. You should be able to cross a ball. Come on, man. Stop making excuses. I'm bored of the excuses. Arsenal are going to go to where we want it to go. Hector Bellerin is not a part of them plans. He's done.
You don't even think like he's a vital player in the dressing room. He's been, like you said, he's been there a very long time. He knows the club inside out. He come through the rank. You can say he's really come through as a player because he's been here for so long. He's come through the ranks.
Robbie, listen to me, yeah? He's on 105 grand a week. All right? I don't want to pay someone 105 grand a week to boost morale in the fucking dressing room. I don't care. I don't care. I'll go and plant fucking trees if that's what everybody's worried about. Do you know what I mean? I don't give a shit. 105 grand for somebody that doesn't contribute to the team. He doesn't contribute. No, I would rather that we have a first choice established one. If Cedric's going to be the first choice, so be it. If that's what Mikel Arteta has decided, we see how that one goes. I would rather we end up bringing the likes of who's the lad that's just come back off on loan from Germany? Is it a Tutu? Is it? How do you pronounce his name?
Yeah, a Tutu.
Like, yeah. I'd rather him be the backup and work his way. He had a brilliant loan spell in Germany. You know, and the reason why you send players on loan is to see how they can progress and play within first team football. He went over to Germany. He done really well out there. He was some really good performances. I'd rather him come through the system now and be the backup. You know, with an established person like I said. Go get the money for Hector. Go get 15, 20 million pounds, whatever it is. Yeah, I don't care what it is. Just get the money. Get him off the wage bill. Yeah, and done. 105 grand that we can spend on other people.
You're making out like he's been one of the worst players in the team. We'll see.
For the last few years, he has. Listen, Robbie, he's not good enough. All right? He's not good enough. If you want to excel and be the best, you need to have the best. We can't have passengers. We can't have players that can't play a system that the manager wants. He can't. Even in a wing-back role. Robbie, even in a wing-back role, yeah? He got to the byline yesterday with nobody near him and he fell over his own feet when he tried to cross a ball. Is that his ACL, is it? No. No. It's because he's like a rabbit in the headlights. Oh!
It's not a bad game.
You can't blame the fans. Do you know what I mean? You can't blame the fans for it. There weren't no one screaming at him.
Yeah, he probably heard you.
Do you know what I mean? That was right in front of my seat as well.
I just think that, you know, you're right, he's not been playing that great. But I don't know, everyone's just sort of selling him out too quick in my books.
No.
Right? Everyone got out too quick. Yeah, I mean, just because now Cedric scored one goal, we hadn't even seen him play a full game yet. We got, I mean, what if Cedric comes in and that really pushes the best out of Bellerin? I don't know. I think Arteta sees Bellerin as quite an important player in the team and in that squad.
You say that, but he's the one who gave Cedric a 4-year deal. He's the one that obviously went to the.
You know, you're playing at a top club, competition for all places. I agree with that.
But hold on, Robbie. At the end of the day, yeah, one of Mikel Arteta's first positions that he wanted to address was right back. A position that when he came in, none of us were looking at as a priority at the time in January. None of us were looking at a right back. We were saying we need a centre back.
So who would be the backup? Who would be the backup?
For the rest of it, well, listen, you've got Maitland-Niles as an option, unless you sell him, or you bring in the young lad as the backup. You know, you sent him out
in front of Bellerin.
Sell Bellerin. Sell Bellerin. He's finished. He doesn't offer anything. He's done. Finished. I'm sorry. Thank you for the services that you've given, but now it's time for everybody to just move on and to just be done. That's my opinion. You know what? The thing, well, you're going to do a what?
No, I said I've heard that. Thank you for the memories.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not the only person that's saying this about Hector Bellerin. All right? The majority of fans want Hector Bellerin sold. And they want us to move forward.
I don't know about the majority. I don't know about the majority. I think he's split.
Do you live in a bubble?
No, I think he's split. Serious. I think he's
split. Are we going to have to do a poll?
No, don't.
Come on. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll, man. Right, do you want Hector Bellerin sold? Poll. And then next week it's going to be like, hi.
I write it down. I write it down.
Yeah. Write it down so you don't forget.
When these polls get forgotten, it's not me normally, by the
way. Who you blaming, Tao or Brennan?
I'm not saying. Like, it's not me. But all right, so that's what do you make of? All right, so this is why you shouldn't rush into things, yeah? And I'm going to give you an example of why you shouldn't rush into things right now at our club. Granit Xhaka.
Hey, shut up. Shut up. You fool. Shut up, Robbie. Shut up. Shut up. All right? Don't you even dare. Don't you dare. You've got a cheek. You've got a cheek.
No. I'm hoping.
No, you got a cheek. I backed him. I've backed Granit Xhaka more than anybody on AFTV, right? Now, when Granit Xhaka did what he did with the armband, I was disgusted about that because it was disgusting what he did. Yeah. But what I'm saying, I've never doubted his footballing ability. I've never doubted his importance to the team. I've always said how important he is and what he can contribute. It's all of you that have said, no, it's time to go. No, you don't need to try it. Listen, the moment Granit Xhaka puts a misplaced pass, as soon as we're standing outside the Emirates, you're there like that. AFTV DT. Granit Xhaka was poor today, wasn't he? What about that misplaced pass?
Listen, I'm going to ask you this, yeah? And I'm sure you as well. When Xhaka did what he did, even you, I remember you saying to me, right, in an interview, you said, you know what, I've always backed him, which you did.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always backed him, but even for me now, he's done. We need to get rid of this guy now. That's
on his actions.
Huh?
On his actions, not
yeah. You wanted him. You wanted him out because of what happened.
His actions. Yes,
I know you've always been a guy that have always backed him and supported him, but you, after what happened, you wanted him gone. And had we had done a poll at that time, most fans would have wanted him out, right? However, when Arteta came in, straight away he brought him back in, and he goes, as far as I'm concerned, he's a very important player for this football club. For me, Xhaka is important. And there was a lot of people raising eyebrows and saying, what? Why are we bringing him back for? There was lots. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's like, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are like, Xhaka, yeah, he's so important to the team. Yeah. So does that not show you why you shouldn't just rush into a decision on Hector Bellerin?
No, because it's completely different, because Granit Xhaka was not football ability.
No, but not as far as you're concerned, but he was.
But you wasn't debating. You wasn't debating. No, Robbie, you're getting it mixed up. You wasn't debating Granit Xhaka over what he could contribute to the team on the pitch.
Maybe you weren't, but others were. Others were.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, maybe everyone needs to listen to me more then. At the end of the day, yeah, what he did, and still to this day, I still think it's disgraceful because he disrespected the badge, he disrespected the armband, you know, and that hurt. And I tell you why it hurt me as well, because I'm someone that stuck up for him constantly, and it felt like a kick in the teeth to me as well, because I weren't one of the ones standing there, you know, being abusive or anything, or sending his wife and, you know, threats or whatever, and the children, his daughter or anything like that. That's disgusting, you know. Yes, I was there like, come on, get off the pitch, but I'm not booing him. I'm not doing anything that I shouldn't have been doing, you know. And I just felt really, really let down by that, man, because I was just like,
gone
because of his actions, because that for me, right, is really, listen, remember we had Jay Bothroyd on the show before, and how did his Arsenal career finish?
In a similar way.
Yeah, because he took his shirt off playing for the under-23s and he threw it.
For his shirt.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So, and this is what I'm saying, Arsenal are normally very strict on things like that because it's disrespectful, and you did it in front of everybody. The whole world is watching, and it was embarrassing. And that's why I was so hurt, and I was like, no, it's time to go now. It's time to just move on now. Do you know what I mean? But I've never doubted his footballing ability.
But luckily, Arteta wasn't thinking like us and has showed a bit of patience. And that's what I'm saying with the Bellerin thing. The guy's coming back off of the back of a really bad ACL injury. We need to show a little bit more patience.
No, because at the end of the day, right, the reason why Mikel Arteta can show patience and show that he wants to stick by Granit Xhaka is because he knows what he can contribute on the pitch. What's the point in sticking by somebody that can't contribute on the pitch? He ain't going to change. He ain't going to get his pace back. How old's Hector Bellerin? 25?
Yeah, he's still young.
25?
Yeah.
What? So what is he miraculously going to learn how to defend now? If you can't defend at 25, then no. I'm sorry, but it's time to go, man. I'm sorry. I don't mean to use your line, Claude, but it's time to go. It's time to go. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll do a poll. Do you know what I mean? I can't wait to do these shows again next to each other, man.
Danny Ceballos, right? Would you keep him? Would you give him another season?
He's not done enough.
The last couple of games he's played well.
I know he's played well, but when was the last time he played well? Burnley, start of the season.
Yeah, but again, another guy who's been out injured for ages.
I know that, but the problem is, yeah, can we get better? Do we need
we can be, but what money are we going to have to get better?
All right, well, answer me this, yeah. If for example, we could get Coutinho on loan, who would you rather have?
Well, I'd rather have Coutinho, yeah, obviously.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, if Danny Ceballos was doing things, then you wouldn't have any doubt in your mind as to replacing him. You'd be like, no, I don't need Coutinho. That Ceballos is serious. Look at what he's done at the club. He only scored his second goal against Sheffield United. It's not enough. You know, there's been too many poor performances that outweigh anything that he's done that's good.
Again, the guy's not really had a full season. He only came back before the lockdown, didn't he?
Robbie, look, one of the issues that I've got with Ceballos as well is his heart really in it? We already know he wants to go back to Madrid. Because he always talks about going to Madrid and succeeding. He's always talking about going back there and succeeding and everything.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, his heart's in there.
If you were from Spain, you're Spanish, yeah, and you're a Real Madrid player, you telling me that you'd be like, oh, actually, I want to stay at Arsenal. Come on, you're the biggest club in the world. Of course he wants to go back. Nothing wrong with him saying that.
Listen, at the end of the day, not for me. I just don't see. I don't see the justification in keeping him.
What if it was another year, another loan, another year's loan? Remember, we ain't got the money. We ain't got loads of money to spend. You know?
Robbie, we can't afford to make that same mistake again. We can't afford to have a midfield that can't score goals. You know, if you bought in a Coutinho on loan and then you kept Ceballos for a year as well, I'd accept that.
Okay. Lacazette.
I hate saying this, man, but I think we've got to sell him. I hate saying it. I love the guy, man, but he doesn't contribute. When was the last time he scored away from home? Do you know what I mean?
Again, though, a player, I wouldn't say he doesn't contribute. I mean, the game against Norwich, for instance, he missed that header. He had a couple of chances he should have scored, right? But then he works so tirelessly off the ball. Great hold-up play, link-up play. Has a great...
He's a striker, Robbie. He's a striker on a ridiculous amount of wages.
Who's off form? Last season was the player of the season.
You say that, Robbie, but it's been off form all season. I don't know what keeps happening. It's constant. You know, can we afford to keep paying somebody that's so underperforming?
I think they said he scored the same amount of goals as Firmino and had a similar amount of assists.
Liverpool won the league.
I know they won the league, but I'm just saying, you're going to throw him under the bus as well after...
It's not about throwing him under the bus. It's not about throwing him under the bus. It's about needs must.
You're going to have no one left.
We ain't going to have no one left. Behave yourself, man. We can have Aubameyang anyway. You know, Eddie's coming through as a backup. All right? In recent performances, Eddie's playing better. In recent performances, Eddie's doing better than Lacazette.
Next season comes, Aubameyang, if he stays, starts off, has like 5 games he hasn't scored. Yeah, let's do a poll, Robbie. I think he's done. Why did we give him a new contract? He's done. 31. We should have...
Robbie, stop talking out your ass. Honestly, seriously, mate.
Our fans change, though.
Seriously.
Change, and this is why sometimes a bit of patience.
Robbie, look, my heart rate's up. You're pissing me off.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that. You keep checking your heart rate all the time nowadays.
Yeah, I know, because of you. Do you know what I mean? I would love to know what my heart rate does between, like, you know, like during the whole. Look at it during the whole of this podcast. It's just been going up and down. Look, oh my God, my resting rate is 60. It's just jumped to nearly 80.
That's because of you.
No, it's because you're pissing me off.
Look how you carried on with that guy yesterday. I'm still trying to find him to apologise to him. That all the guy was a simple bit of banter about your hat. And you just flipped on the guy. They're on the live stream. Oh, what? Suck my dick and all this. That guy, a poor guy.
Yeah.
Man. All the guy did was a nice little jokey, you know, bit of banter in it. And you just flip. That's the heart rate thing you got on him. He's doing something.
If he's watching the podcast, then the offer still stands. Suck my dick. Listen, watch the game, man. What are you worried for? These lot are fucking idiots, man. At the end of the day, listen, there's a fucking picture of me on my own Twitter account literally about 4 weeks ago without my hat on. People think I'm bald. You know I'm not bald. My hairline's fine. I like wearing hats. I've always worn hats. Why are people so obsessed with what people wear? And it's like, oh, he wears a hat. So everyone makes mistakes. Ask your mum. Fucking hell. Pissed me off. People wind me up, Robbie, because they just come up with the most random shit all the time. It's like, I'm going to send him $20. Where were you going to send it? Where were you going to send it?
$20 just to take you out of. Come on, man. What was wrong with that?
How much is dollars in pounds? Not even worth my time. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? Make a sizable donation, yeah, and I'll come round your house without my hat on.
Well, I said to the guy, I'm going to invite some of those Crystal Palace fans round to the next stream.
Yeah, let them come as well. They can buy another one off the website as well. Fools.
Oh my gosh, man! You make me laugh, boy.
Listen, people wind me up, man. You wind me up. I'm stressed out, man.
And you're at home as well. You're at home. I thought you'd be calm now.
No. Do you know what it is? Because I'm trapped in that room every match day with all of them. Honest to God. Seriously, man. It's like, don't get me started, man. Don't even get me started. Listen, let me just get this straight, yeah? I've got no problem in anybody taking the knee, yeah? Absolutely fine, yeah? But Ty takes the knee over everything he does. Ty goes and boils the kettle. Ty goes to the toilet. It's like, my God, why are you doing it every time you move? He goes to the lift. The thing is, yeah, I reckon if, you know when he gets in the lift and comes up, I reckon if we stand by the lift, when that door opens, he's like that. Just waiting for the door.
Well, you know what, right? Right. I now like his celebration.
Yeah. This guy, the thing is, yeah, what people don't realize, yeah, and I know, listen, you know as well, right? Do you remember the other day, yeah? People don't see a lot of this because Ty's not one of the ones that's predominantly on camera, yeah? He always sits to the left of me, yeah? Right? Now, he was doing this when we were doing the lineup thing the other day, and even you just kept looking over at him like, what you do? He's sitting there eating, and he's just rumbling away in a bag, and you can just hear it all rumbling away, and then he's like, just, and you're like, oh my God, I don't tell my children to eat with their mouth closed. And you got Ty there like a monster, just rummaging through bags, just like, oh my God. And then he's sitting there, and then he's just like, he's got 2 pairs of headphones on. He's listening to commentary from Arsenal. He's listening to commentary from TalkSport. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Ty, because everyone knows our game's kind of like behind with the stream, yeah?
Yeah.
He's listening to it on his headphones in real time. So he actually knows whether we've scored before what we see on the telly. But yet when we score on the telly, he reacts, yet he knew we scored a minute ago.
No. He did. No, he said the other day that his thing's behind. So it
was behind ours. It was behind ours.
Behind our thing, yeah.
So I was like, why are you listening to it when you've already seen what happens? I'm like, what's the point? Come on, man. You got him sitting there constantly. You got Kelechi sat next to him. Call me. Call me. I'm like, oh my God. Seriously?
Now you know what it's like for those long-suffering fans that have to sit next to you at the Emirates.
I'm all right.
Yeah, you're all right to you, but I know some fans, right, who used to sit near you. They go, Robbie had to move. He done me head in. Every single thing he's slagging off this player, he tears into that player. But they go, we had to get. And now I've seen it. When I've seen you on those streets, you completely lose it sometimes.
Because they piss me off. There's nothing wrong with losing it there. I'm talking about people eating like a child in my ear hole. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, yeah, I reckon that before the end of the season, I reckon last game of the season, yeah, you should run a competition where you invite one fan down to watch the last game of the season with us. All right, I reckon
good idea.
You should do something like that. And I guarantee after that 90 minutes, they'll want to throw Ty off the balcony. I'm telling you, seriously.
Actually, I mean, it was the first game. It was the first home game the other day.
Yeah.
And it did look really strange to see the place empty. You know, how badly are you missing? You know, now we've had like a good few games since I think that's 5 games now.
Yeah.
How badly are you missing?
I'm missing it, man.
And what do you think of the whole thing so far?
I understand why there's no fans, first and foremost. I do get that, but it's really difficult for somebody that goes to every single game. It's really, really difficult. And, you know, you normally have a choice. I'm not going this week, or there's that reason or whatever. But you can always, even at the last minute, go, yeah, you know what, I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Even if you don't have a ticket, you can go on the chance that you'll get one outside the stadium, because 9 times out of 10 you would. You know, I'm blessed that I've got a season ticket and stuff, but it's like I just look at it and I'm just like, you physically can't do anything. You can't go to the game. You know they're there and you just want to go and you just want to be there. And, you know, the last time I missed a game was when I had my operation. And I remember I had my operation the day before we played Newcastle away. And I obviously knew I wasn't going to be there. And the doctor said to me that you've got to miss the remainder of the season. They knew what I do. They know I go to all the games, and they were like, you're having major surgery. You cannot go for the rest of this campaign. I think it was about 8-9 games left. And they were like, you can't go. It's as simple as that. You've got to put your health first. No, I was like, yes, doctors, no worries. I missed the Newcastle game. And then after that, we played West Ham. And I remember I was at home by this time and I was watching it on the telly. And then the game after that, we were playing Manchester United and then Atletico Madrid in the semi-final. Where was I? at the games. I remember Atletico Madrid in the semi-final. I turned up and you were like, what the hell are you doing here? I was like, nah, I can't stay at home, man. I still had the staples in my stomach. Do you know what I mean? And people surrounding me to make sure that I wasn't getting knocked or anything like that. I could barely walk. I was like, no, I'm not missing any more games. I can't be dealing with this shit. Do you know what I mean? And then Koscielny went and made my condition 10 times worse with that shit picking it over his head. Do you know what I mean? But listen, man, it's I don't know how long we're going to have to do this, man. I hope it's not long. I really don't. I'm scared of a second spike. I've called it all along, Robbie. You know, when we used to have our arguments during lockdown and stuff, and I called this second spike and I said it, and it's happening in Leicester. And, you know, we're starting to see it pop up all over the country now. You know, I think we probably will get the season finished, but I've just got this real bad feeling that come August to September time, we're going to go back into lockdown. I really do. It's just, are we really in lockdown? Does anyone really take, you know, it's like ever since that dickhead went and done that drive to wherever it was, Dominic Cummings, ever since he did that, everyone went, nah, fuck you. I ain't staying in. Why should I? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, people know my uncle died last week, and like his funeral is in like a week's time, day after the North London derby, ironically. And 15 of us are allowed to go. 15. We've got a massive family. He's got 4 brothers alone, daughter, grandchildren, everything. 15 of us are allowed to go. And I summed it up when I turned around and I said to my cousin, his daughter, and I said, you know what? We should either have his funeral down the pub or on a beach, and then we can all turn up. Because that's the daft reality, that we can all go to a beach and sunbathe in Bournemouth or whatever it is on a Saturday because it's 30 degrees. It's like you've never seen heat in your life. Or from this weekend, the pubs are open. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, one thing that's not open there is football grounds still.
Exactly.
And you really do start to wonder, when will it be? Because, you know, even being down near the ground the other day, I'm thinking to myself, all right, they could get fans into the stadium and socially distance them, but how do you get to and from the ground? Even 10,000 fans going to a game is like, that means packed tubes, packed trains, you know, packed around the ground. It's just it's really difficult to see how this is going to get resolved anytime soon. And I'm missing going to games.
I missed the buzz of it. I missed I miss going to the game, and I miss the little things, right? I miss parking in the same place. I miss getting out of my car and doing the walk to the Emirates. I miss meeting up with you guys by the Tony Adams statue beforehand or something. Or I miss like going in and just, when you walk through the turnstiles and that, I don't know what it is, but you walk through and it's like this air hits you. Like as you go through the turnstile, especially on a hot day, it's like this air as you go through from the pitch that comes through the turnstiles, and it's like just that feeling, and you walk through the turnstile and you see the green grass, and it's like, I miss it, man.
You know what, as well? How many people are out of a job? All those backroom people and stuff like that. People who sell stuff in the shops and stuff like that. It's really a tough situation, and let's hope it can be resolved soon.
Yeah.
But
the shop's open again now.
Yeah, that's one shop open.
Yeah, the Armory.
And even then, you know what I mean? I went
I was going to say, you know, the stewards that are at the games?
Yeah.
Do you reckon they tell the cardboard cutouts and that to sit down?
Sit down!
Sit down! Give me your season ticket now!
Oh, dear. Well, listen, DT, thanks very much for today. On form as usual. I'm sure I'm going to find that guy. You've got to send an apology to him. I'm sorry.
No apology.
Still find that guy's corner, right?
No, man. Hey, find me his @ so I can tweet him it as well.
You're evil, man. You're evil, right? But no, thanks very much. And guys, don't forget the link for that 888 Sports in the description. Click onto there and tell them what you think. We still think the Invincibles. Actually, I was saying to somebody the other day, Arsenal, only club to win the league undefeated. Also, only club never, ever to have been relegated from the league, right? The top division. So what does that tell you about this great club?
I said this the other day to everyone, right? Very quickly, that in 25 years, we've never finished outside of the top 6. In 25 years. Manchester United have finished outside of it once. Chelsea 3 times. I think Liverpool was 6 or 8, something like that. And Tottenham 13 times in 25. The moment we have one really, really disastrous season and it don't look like we're finishing in the top 6, you've got other people mocking us and talking about we're not a big club anymore. Piss off.
Well, on that note, we finish it. And we will be back next week with another podcast. Let's hope we can go to Wolves and get a win this weekend. We will be coming back next week to talk about that. We'll be coming back, actually. We've got 2 games. We've got Wolves and Leicester coming up. We have a special next week because we will talk about that. And then we'll also be looking ahead to the North London derby. Big games ahead. Big games ahead for Arsenal. And we're looking forward to them.